What's up, St. Louis? It's your host, Luke Farrell of the STL Bucket List Show. The STL Bucket List Show is driven by Bommarito Automotive Group. Bommarito is Missouri's #1 car dealership with over 20 locations, so I guarantee that there's one in your neighborhood. Since the 1970s, Bommarito has sold over 1 million cars, and John and the entire team made us feel completely comfortable when we picked up our new vehicle recently for the family. So I can't thank the Bommarito team enough for driving this episode forward, and enjoy the show. For 50 years, Bankhead and Firth Orthodontics has been proudly serving the vibrant St. Louis community. As a family-owned and operated practice since day one, the commitment to excellence and personalized care runs deep. They believe in giving back to the wonderful people of St. Louis who have entrusted them with their smiles. Step into the 5 locations across St. Louis with modern offices equipped with the latest orthodontic technology. Their 3 amazing doctors are dedicated to providing top-notch, innovative treatments tailored just for you. Join us in celebrating 50 years with Bankhead and Firth Orthodontics, where your family becomes a part of theirs. Schedule your free consultation today and let them help you achieve the confident, gorgeous smile that you deserve. Because in St. Louis, your smile is your legacy.
If you want to hear about St. Louis, tune in to the Bucket List Show weekly. Hear what Marissa and Luke say. It drops every Wednesday. Got a dope new guest every single week. Buckle up for the ride. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the show today? They rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on. What's going on? They'll give you, hey, 18 different things to do, or 19 if you need one more to choose. Yeah, this city is a place we call home. A place we call home, yeah.
St. Louis, we're back with another episode of the STL Bucket List Show. Today, we're piggybacking off our solo episode we did a couple weeks ago and talking about some projects that we're working on at STL Bucket List. Again, I'm your host, Luke Farrell of the STL Bucket List Show. Marissa is going to be joining us starting next week, so you guys are going to be starting to hear more of our old episodes where we have that back and forth dynamic. But before we get to that, I just want to thank all the people that help us power this podcast: Four Hands Brewing Company, St. Louis Closet Company, Noble Ice Vineyards, Bommarito Automotive Group, Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis. Without them, we wouldn't be able to have this studio here. We wouldn't be able to do these podcasts each and every week and continue to highlight the people, places, and events that make St. Louis special. So thank you guys for that, and thank you guys for tuning in. So without further ado, we're going to do a quick episode today. We don't want to take up too much time, but we've been working on a new project that we're super excited to launch to both business owners and people in St. Louis. It's called BYOB STL. I have Brittany Dwyer here. You guys may know her from Disco STL. She's been really running events throughout St. Louis and running corporate programs for businesses. So Brittany, how you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So Brittany and I have been working on this project basically all year, and we're excited to kind of launch it. So before we get into it, tell us what BYOB STL is, tell us what it means, and kind of tell us what we're doing.
Yeah, so BYOB stands for Build Your Own Bucket List, and it's exactly how it sounds. So our followers can now hop on and create their own St. Louis bucket list. So the thousands of pieces of content and places to go, things to do that Bucket List is curated over the course of many years are now categorized in a much more simple way where people can find those things to do in a pinch, but then also save things that they want to come back to later. And it includes guides, videos, photos, and just makes it easy for people to search and find the best of St. Louis, really serving as that kind of front door to all things local.
So we keep going back to the front door of St. Louis. Our mission for the last 5 years has been highlighting the people, places, and events that make St. Louis special. It's so hard to do that on social media because there's so many distractions. So we're bringing people off of social media and into this platform. So there was a need for this. We talked about it months ago of like, how do we get people that love their city, that have civic pride, that want to support local businesses and want to support local events? How do we put that all into one place? So tell us about the need, because I know we've been going back and forth about the need for this and why it's so important.
Yeah, I mean, I was hearing it on a daily basis, both for people coming in town to St. Louis that were planning corporate events and just businesses, young professionals, really anybody that was working with Disco. I was having the frequent ask of where else should we go for even a more simple night out, like a restaurant or event coming up on the weekend. So I really didn't feel like I had a core place to send them. Of course, Disco has a ton of group experiences, and we can send them to STL Bucket List Instagram. But again, it's really nice for them to have a way to categorize based on their type of personality, what exactly they're looking for, what's featured. So if it's a new restaurant, it's going to surface towards the top, like what's hot, what's trending. So again, Instagram is still such a good resource, but at the end of the day, this is building more of a relationship with people and understanding you as a user, and really what you're seeking, and then continuing to curate recommendations based on you as a person. So you don't have to sort that out yourself always.
Exactly. Like, I think that the reason we built that STL bucket list 5 years ago is when we were traveling to New York and Chicago, they had these pages that were providing so much value. And then when we came back to St. Louis, we were living in South City, and we were like, what do 24-year-olds do in St. Louis? Like, I'm going to all these websites and all these things that are outdated, and they're not geared towards what I want to do. So it's like you go to a top 10 list, and it's all the things that you already know. It's the, downtown. You can go to the zoo. Of course, we love the zoo. We love all these things, but we wanted a list of, hey, where's the best happy hour spot? Where's the best cocktail bar? Where's all these things? So when we started the Instagram, we were building something. And that's all the best things are built, is when you see a need and you're building something that you want, that you would use. And that's the best thing. So when in the process of BYOB, we're looking at this site. And if you guys want to check it out now, it's byobstl.com. We're adding content to it daily, but we're not just giving you bucket list things to do. We're also starting a ticketing platform within BYOB STL. So tell us about the ticketing platform, because this is huge for the city of St. Louis.
Yeah, those things definitely go hand in hand. So there are national platforms now that small businesses have voiced their frustration about using, and they're already coming to Bucket List saying, I want to list the event that's going on this weekend. They kind of need even help and guidance in the way to reach a new audience for their event. So it just naturally makes sense to weave in events as well. So these small businesses can self-serve, actually spin up that event without the platform costs that they're typically used to seeing, and then immediately reach the bucket list audience. So they can save those fines. If people are interested, business could even launch an event that's coming soon, and someone could save that, and we can help get that in front of people whenever it's ready. So I think it's going to be so powerful to combine the places to go, things to do with actual events happening in the city all in one place. Yeah,
and it doesn't just stop at events. I mean, these are group experiences. They go back to disco, and really, people have so many options in their life, and it's how do you find things to do without restriction. So when you go to somebody's website and you have to fill out a form on their website, you can't book, you can't do this. So really, we're bringing that all into one place, and I'm super excited about it. I've been scrolling the app, and what I love about it is the videos. The reason why TikTok's one of the biggest apps in the world is because it's short form video. People can see everything they need to know within 60 seconds. A lot of people go to Yelp, they go to Google, and they're outdated pictures from people that have been there 10 years ago. Now you're coming to this app, and these are curated videos from creators around the city, including ours, but we're also partnering with other creators. So I don't know if you guys know this, but we just partnered with Two in the Lou. We got our first mom creator on board. She's going to be doing amazing guides. She's already doing it, but now she's just going to be doing it in a different way. So tell us about some of those partnerships that we're creating.
So for Two in the Lou, I mean, it's an amazing tool for her. Like, obviously, we love her content and the list that she creates. It's, 10 quick things to find in one spot. But now she has a resource and a place to actually spin up those guides that are evergreen, that people can find all the time. And when she edits them, she doesn't have to go back and find that post and edit them. She can just kind of pop it in somebody's list, and people can find it right away. So it's tailored, it's personalized. And again, our goal is to just simplify that process of finding those things and really getting to know the people in St. Louis and what they really want to be.
A lot of people don't realize how big some of these brands are. Like we're talking about Two in the Lou, and she has nearly 10,000 followers on Instagram. But people are like, oh my gosh, like STL Bucket List has 100,000, whatever. But 10,000 people, if you really think about it, you're talking to 10,000 people every day. I mean, some of these stadiums only hold, 10,000 people. So imagine talking to a whole stadium and telling them things to do. And people don't understand the power that they have as a creator of like how much traffic and revenue they're driving to these businesses without even knowing it. So I think it's going to be really cool to look at that data and say, okay, this kid's family guide, has over 1,000 saves. Like, people are saving this and they're checking this off their summer bucket list. And we're going to continue to get creative. I know we have a winery guide coming out later this month. So we're going to be going out to wine country, which, if you didn't know, the oldest AVA in America is in Augusta. So a lot of the best wine in the world is actually at that oldest AVA in Augusta. So we're going to actually be drinking some today. We got some Cabernet. So, but we're going to be partnering with more people. I know we're in the talks, but we really want to be that holistic service that covers family, even young professionals, events, things to do, restaurants, of course. Everybody loves food. But I want to talk a little bit more about your experience, because you've been working on your own project here for how long now? 4 years, almost 3 years? 3 years. So how is those skills of doing group experiences and software development led to creating this platform?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We're stronger together. And I think ultimately our goal is to lift up these businesses in St. Louis, while of course being able to do something creative on our own. And I think it's a perfect match, because building Disco for 3 years, again, it's all about those unique things. And what we heard is people want to seek something different, and they want to do things that bring them together with the people they're with and have an amazing experience. So I think it's such a natural fit to do this, because one, the product's great and it's amazing, and those things kind of fit together. But then two, the businesses that we work with are naturally businesses that want to reach a broader audience, regardless of if it's through their group events and experiences. So they've been asking me, hey, can we host ticketed events? How do we reach more people just on a more general level? And people coming into town, how are they finding us? And being able to now have additional resources with one kind of point of contact and one partnership is going to be essential.
Yeah, I think it's so unique. I've been in marketing now for 6 years, and being able to offer services and full service marketing. So it doesn't just stop at the BYOB platform. It doesn't just stop at the Disco platform for group experiences. We offer photography, we offer video services, business consulting. We'll even post for people on social media if they don't have time for that. And then also just promotion on STL Bucket List in front of 189,000 people each and every week. So being able to wrap that all into one value offering is really going to help business owners. But these business owners are getting the value of the people connected to that. So it's our obligation to keep talking about it and driving people. So for everybody listening, supporting BYOB STL is not only helping you, but it's helping these small businesses that are choosing to be a part of this platform. So I'm super excited about it. I think that what we're creating is special. And it's local. Everything's local. We're working with local people. Local people are hired and working for our company as our company grows. If you know Tecovas, you know that they make some of the best and most comfortable Western boots around. But what you might not know is that Tecovas has a store right here in St. Louis at Plaza Frontneck. Stop into their store and you'll find the finest handmade cowboy boots, jeans, belts, cowboy hats, and even apparel for both men and women. While you shop, enjoy complimentary drinks, boot shines, custom hat and boot branding, and more. Come visit the Tecovas store at Plaza Frontneck and let them help you find your new favorite pair of boots or your first pair of boots ever. Tecovas, don't go gently. So I just want to kind of talk about what goes into this. It's not just it's more than a platform. You know, it's going to be essential for businesses, and we've even had some case studies. I mean, talk about Radiant Hydration, some of these businesses that we've already worked with on the platform before we even launched. These were some of our case studies that we had.
Yeah, I mean, our very first partner that reached out to Disco originally, we got her on the platform, and within a couple weeks, she's done a vendor event that just was open to the public and had a ton of traffic, and has done a private corporate wellness event for us, and then just kind of guided on some just general recommendations. And she had glowing reviews, and it was of course, because it was a relief to her to kind of have one stop where she could get various recommendations. One of our restaurant partners that has been a Disco partner for a long time mentioned, a bucket list post just in passing, was that bucket list post, whenever those guys came out, it fueled our business for an entire summer. And it was awesome to hear, because you hear those stories and sometimes everyone's so busy that you don't really hear the end result of those efforts and what you're doing. A restaurant bought a new smoker with their Disco experiences. Those are tangible things, and those are ways that we can help St. Louis. And again, going back to being stronger together, it just makes sense to put our resources, make recommendations of other people they should connect with outside of ourselves. If they should be working with foodies or someone else. It's like, hey, let's put them in front of those people and reach the right audience, because at the end of the day, it is powerful. And it's all about driving, lifting up those creators that don't necessarily have time to come up with a tailored marketing strategy.
Yeah, and it's bigger than just a transaction. And I loved hearing that story that you told me about that restaurant, and we don't get to hear those enough. So it's part of like what we're going to be doing with our new BYOB strategy is staying in touch with these business owners on a monthly basis, and even going beyond that, offering live events where we can meet some of these people and even hear some of them speak, because some of them are doing things that are really successful that they could help with other business. And that's what I like about St. Louis is people aren't gatekeeping any of this information.
Right.
All this information is out there. It's just where we choose to do it. Every business owner has a marketing budget, whether small, whether large, and what they do with it makes or breaks their business. You can do Meta campaigns, you can do Google campaigns, Yelp, OpenTable, all these different campaigns, but people are just throwing money in the wind. They don't know where it's going. So being able to track that's one of our key focuses, is really being able to track some of that, at least engagement and return on investment, whether it be through ticket sales or hits or new followers or whatever we choose or whatever that business owner is looking for. But we're not just stopping at hospitality and all that. We're doing wellness. We're doing, we're helping apartments. One of the cool things that we're launching with apartments is, curated lists and kind of concierge service for people that live there. As you guys know, with homes, it's very hard to get into homes right now. People are renting more and more. New apartment complexes, you drive up and down Highway 40, you're seeing new apartments everywhere. So there's obviously a need for that. And one of the biggest benefits for people that live at apartments is amenities and perks.
Right.
So kind of talk about some of the apartment programs we're doing.
So holistically, it's not just individuals that need to build lists of things to do. It's corporate businesses, it's apartment buildings. So ultimately, this tool, with it being so self-service, anybody can create their St. Louis bucket list, but then also lean on us to help create that. So especially for the apartments, it's going to be a combination of on-site events, things nearby, service providers that can come do tailored, unique experiences for their apartment residents. And at the end of the day, what you're seeing on the list is not just places, but it's unique things within those places. Is it a happy hour? The card could be an actual happy hour experience, like T-Rex experience at the Science Center, summer nights at Grant's Farm. So again, going back to, a lot of people do know about Grant's Farm, but what are the activations that are really unique and exciting throughout the year?
What days they should go.
Right.
Yeah.
When exactly should you go? And it's not having to dig around and search. It's like we're pulling out 5 bullet points. It's a new type of media, in a sense of you're looking for the top 5 bullet points of what you need to know. And our attention spans are so short. So again, if I'm living at this amazing apartment complex, I move in. Even if I've lived in St. Louis, it's new to me. And also there's things I want to do on site, and there's things I want to do nearby that are tailored for my individual persona. So that's where we can come in and help create those lists on their behalf. So
yeah, I'm excited about that. The apartments are going to be really fun. And then even with the corporate companies, I mean, have employees. Some of these companies have employees from all over the country come and move to work here. And one of those benefits is offering that, disco partnership that allows them to provide value to these employees. Sometimes it's not what their salary is, it's what comes with the job. It's like, what wellness comes with this job, what events and stuff that can I do to meet new people. It's really hard to meet new people in St. Louis.
We hear that. We hear that all the time. Corporate businesses, like, how do we get people to love St. Louis and stay in St. Louis and meet up with each other? And the way people socialize, especially in a younger demographic, is a lot different. So I think we're going to have that data, and we're going to have those behaviors that we can actually pull some really important insights for those companies, for the businesses that are trying to serve those individuals. Here's what sticks and here's what doesn't. And then kind of leaning in and helping support those people either moving or living in St. Louis with the things that they're actually looking for to do.
No, I agree. So if somebody was asking, in a 30-second, elevator pitch, what would you tell them BYOB is, or BYOBSTL.com is? Because we're giving them all this information, but for the average person that just wants to enjoy time with their partner or their family, like, what is it?
BYOBSTL.com is a site where you can come create your own bucket list within St. Louis. You can see places to go, things to do, unique events and experiences all in one spot, categorized, where you can find it quickly, save, which is the little plus button, build your own list, come back to it later, and have it all in one spot.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well said.
Yeah, thanks. And one thing that we didn't talk about actually is as you go along and you save your profile, we're going to be texting. This is, again, a free service. If you're a user on BYOBSTL.com and you're saving certain things, you're going to get your top 5 every 2 weeks. So we're texting and we're saying, hey, here's 5 things that we think you'll love. Just text it to your phone. And it's not you having to go do work to find those things. It's just us putting them in front of you and hoping that you get out and support St. Louis.
I know. I think that's one thing that is going to be so much value for people because we end up going to the same places because we're comfortable there. But when you get these curated text lists, and we're not just texting the same thing to everyone, we're breaking this off what people are interested in. So if you really, really, really love wineries or breweries, like you're going to get a lot more content from there. If you're a family, you're going to get more family content. You can't go to the winery every day with your family, so you got to go somewhere else. But I'm excited to get out there over the next, this whole summer. We're going to be popping in and seeing a lot of people, a lot of businesses. I know we got some winery trips planned. We've already talked to some amazing businesses. Shout out to Work and Leisure. We're going to be hosting some events with them, Interspectrum events, and all them with the puff and paints. We got to get everything on there. But no, it's really cool to get to see these small business owners see real results and build real relationships because, both of us combined have been at this for, 8-9 years, just really trying to find what St. Louis needs. And I think that we're building it right now.
Right.
So that's amazing. So Brittany, what's on your bucket list right now? What's on your hot spots right now? Do you got any spots to give people?
Ooh, well, we're coming into summer, so I have a lot of things on the kids family guide actually comes to mind. We're doing a ton of stuff off that, like the county parks activities, the T-Rex at the Science Center. So a lot of fun family events. There's a chef's dinner at Pinot tomorrow night that we're going to.
Nice.
Barrel Blends, the opening in Valley Park where you can go and actually shop, drink at the bar, host an event there. Play on the golf simulator. So that's right by our house.
Yep.
We'll be spending a lot of time there this summer. And, our family just went and took a day trip to Cedar Creek.
Okay.
And so there's just like so many to mention, but
I know it's like we're working on our ABC list. My wife, Marissa, and we're going to drop that too, probably pretty soon right after this episode. But like that's 27 different things and different letters of what to do. And it's really just becoming a tourist in your own city. It's we're seeing this after, the 2020 stuff and all that as people just want to experience things and they want to have community. And people are still going out and spending their money locally and doing all these things within St. Louis.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just stop with the city. I mean, we're in the county, we're, all the way out in Augusta, all these different spots that are within 45 minutes of where you live. Anybody that's listening to this podcast generally lives 45 minutes from any of these places that we're talking about. So super excited about that. We're going to keep putting out new content. We're going to be really putting an emphasis on providing those guides. Like I said, the winery guide's coming up, the family guide's coming up. It's going to be out when you guys are listening to this episode. And we're going to take suggestions of what people want. A lot of people are like, oh, tell me the best vegan spots, or hey, what's the best spot for a girls' night out? And happy hour for sure. And we're going to be leaning on not just us. It's not just us, our content. We're going to be actually asking people that are out and doing these things.
And then converting that into lists. That's going to be the coolest part, I think, is it's crowdsourced. And again, like you can post a comment in a Facebook group, for instance, but then it's like, okay, what happens if I don't save that post, or if I'm going to find that later? What you see is like people posting on repeat over and over again. And there's a lot of great suggestions there. But again, it's like, if we can kind of take some of that, the crowdsourced information and what people are sharing with bucket lists that they want to go to, and turning that into an easy to digest guide, I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah. And I mean, we're working on the map feature. So, I mean, it's going to be more than just a list. And that's kind of like, I like that more than a list.
Live,
and really like we have a note. Everybody has an Apple note of like all these places, but then like, how are you like finding it? And like it just gets lost, and then you start a new note. Like my wife had like 300 things on a note before, and like we're it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like all those different things. So but guys, it takes a lot of work, and I think that people think that, running an Instagram page is just like posting on Instagram, but like we're strategizing about, who we should feature, why we should feature them, and when we should feature them. And it takes work because we're sending real people out here to take photos, to take videos, whether it be with your iPhone, whether it be with your phone. And we're really trying to find, everybody's been on those websites where ads pop up and then you're like trying to click through and you have to click through to see like the 10 things, but all you really care about is the headline. Nobody's reading a 500-page blog anymore. I mean, sadly, I like to read.
Yes. Sometimes I do dig in. It kind of depends. Like if it's a new opening, I definitely want to read about like the chef and kind of the backstory. But if I'm just like doing a quick, what am I going to do this weekend? I want to see like the 5 things, like the water feature or what they have on Wednesdays, or if there's special times where I can get, a beer for cheaper. Like what is that the business is doing that they've spent time on too, curating themselves, that they're trying to reach a new audience. I mean, for the small businesses, it's on them too. They spend all this time coming up with these creative ideas and they're so talented, and it's just giving them that conduit to reach people in a new way, let people save their business, and every time they do something new, have a captive audience.
So BYOBSTL.com, it's live now. We're working on it every day to make it better, and I think that's the great thing about it. Now, well, first of all, if you live in St. Louis, just go to the website, make your list, send us your list. We're going to feature it on your story. So if you guys just send us a DM, or if there's stuff on there that's not on there, just let us know, and we'll take that in. For the business owners, we have a lot of business owners that reach out. How are they going to get a hold of us? You just want us to text us, or how do you want to do that?
I mean, they can just send us an Instagram message and we can come out and share all the information. We'll also be holding some information, just kind of coffee connects. So we'll post those as they come up for small businesses. But yeah, just shoot us a text or a direct message on Instagram and we'll get back to you right away.
Yeah, or email us at team@STLBucketList. But yeah, we're on our DMs all day. We were just talking to some people on the way here. So really just connecting St. Louis and becoming the front door to our city. So if you guys want to share this with your friends, people that are living in the city, people that live in the county, we have guides for you guys too. We're working on some of that stuff. So super excited. Any other updates? Anything else you want to share?
That's the big update. I have 1,000 things to say, but I think that's kind of a big update for now.
Yeah, I think that as we create more content, as we partner with more people, we're going to find what works and what people are looking for. And we're starting to get that. I mean, I think we've had over 1,000 hits on the site just in the first week of people really just traveling and kind of like playing around with it. But we're going to be putting out some videos on actually how to use it. Some of these clips from this podcast, we're going to show you guys how to save, how to share, how to, to do that. I have a couple videos that I've been working on for it. So super excited about that. St. Louis, thank you guys for tuning in to another week of the STL Bucket List Show. I wanted to keep it short and sweet with you. Please, like I said, email team@STLBucketList if you guys have any questions, and we'll keep on rolling. So BYOBSTL.com. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks, Brittany.
Yeah, thanks.
Today they rep St. Louis, yeah. They rep St. Louis. They rep St. Louis.